Hi, first graders. This is Mrs. McGurl, and today for writing, we are going to continue on with our opinion writing, and we are going to look at the story that we've been working on and try to give it a really good introduction. Okay, so let's first review. We took our idea of what our favorite toy was, and we wrote that opinion in a sentence. Then we planned out 4 reasons why we liked that special toy. And then we were able to write our story by using that information. And so this is the story that I've written so far. My favorite toy is my big doll. I love to play dolls, but my big doll is my favorite because she is life size. She has pretty clothes, so I like to dress her up. She also can walk, so I take her for walks around the house. Sometimes I even pretend she is my little sister. So now I have that story. I want to focus on the introduction, the very beginning of my story. Okay? And my very first sentence was my favorite toy is my big doll. That works. But remember, sometimes we want to try to improve our writing or come up with a way to get people more interested in our story. So I have 3 ways to teach you that you could have a strong introduction. This person was writing about dinosaurs, and so all of these ways are talking about dinosaurs, but you could start by asking a question, getting people's attention by saying, "Do you love learning about dinosaurs?" So maybe I could say, "Do you love playing with dolls?" That might get people interested in my story. But if you wrote about something else, do you love to play checkers? Or do you love to play with Legos? You could put that as a question. That is one way to get people interested. Another type of introduction would be to share a strong feeling, like All About Dinosaurs is the most exciting, interesting movie I've ever seen. Okay, so that person was talking about a movie, and once again, it was still about dinosaurs. Hmm, maybe you could say Legos are the most exciting and interesting uh, toys I ever have had. Or um, what else? Something else that you may have chosen that's interesting and exciting. Maybe it's your video game that you play. A certain video game is the most exciting and interesting game I've ever played. Okay? Or Pokemon, the game of Uno might be one of the most exciting and interesting card games you've ever played. Then the last one is you could tell an interesting fact. Like, did you know that smallest dinosaurs weighed less than 7 pounds? So if you know a fact about it, like I could say, did you know that there are all different types of dolls? Or did you know that there are, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what other games and things you might have. Did you know that there are all different, like the game of Monopoly can last a really long time? You just are going to come up with either asking a question, sharing a feeling, or telling an interesting fact. Those are 3 ways to have a strong introduction. So I've taken those 3 ways. Oops, let me move this. And I've given you an option. So when you look at your very first sentence, you're going to see if you want to change it. You might want to change it as a question. And if so, you would copy, do you love learning about dolls? Or dolls, not is, but are the most exciting and interesting toy? Or One fact about dolls is, and you know what? I was thinking I might start with a question and you could use this. If you want to tweak it with your own question, that's okay. But for my story, I was going to say my favorite toy is my big doll. I might start it with, did you or do you know? Do you know that I have a life size doll? So I'm going to cross this out, and now I have a question to get people interested in reading about my doll story. Do you know that I have a life-size doll? I love to play dolls, but my big doll is my favorite because she is life-size. She has pretty clothes, so I like to dress her up. She also can walk, so I can take her for walks around the house. Sometimes I even pretend she is my little sister. Now I've written a question, and that is getting people drawn in and curious about what I am writing. And hopefully I can convince them that yes, they agree a life-size doll would be really cool. So let's take a look. You can write a question. If you want to use this question, you can, or you could always write your own question if you think that's the best way to start your story. Do you love learning about trucks? Or do you like playing trucks or cars or Legos? You might want to change it. Since we're doing a toy, do you like playing with cars? Do you like playing with trucks? Do you like playing with video games? Or do you like playing a video game? You can change that. Whatever sounds right. The way you would talk is what you would want the question to be written as. Or if you were doing a feeling, then it would be, trucks are the most exciting and interesting toy. Or Legos are the most exciting and interesting toy. And a fact. One fact about Legos is, and then you would tell that. Or one fact about cars is, or anything else that you have that you would like to tell about. So this is one way you could change your very first sentence. So you could start by asking a question, writing a feeling sentence, or a fact. So think about it. You're going to have to reread what you wrote, and then you decide how you want to improve it. Do you know that I have a life-size doll? I love to play dolls, but my big doll is my favorite because she's life-size. Like she's the size of a little kid, okay? So I want you to think about that and try to work on I just crossed off that sentence and then I added what I wanted it to say at the top. You're going to need to keep this for our very next lesson because we'll continue to work on this story, our favorite toy story. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.